The muscle up is not a pull up into a dip. So what I'm going to do today is go through what a muscle up actually is, break it down into its constituent parts so that you fully understand what components you need to train in order to perform a muscle up as effectively as possible. Now, your objective when learning a muscle up should be to make it look as beautiful as possible. It's not about just muscling your way up over the bar at any cost possible and having that movement look ugly, doing a chicken wing or whatever it is. So in future videos, I'm going to show you some drills that's really going to help you develop these attributes that you need to make those muscle ups nice and clean. In terms of prerequisites, it's not about being able to do a certain number of pull-ups and a certain number of dips, and then you have the ability to do a muscle up. Firstly, you need to be able to do a very powerful pull. So doing weighted pull-ups is going to be a great way for you to do that, and I'm going to link a video below so that you can get started with a protocol to make your pull-ups super strong. That's going to be very important and very helpful. Next, you need to be able to create tension through the whole body, and doing a hollow body hold is going to be very useful. You'll even see that in the first part of the drill, and that's going to help your muscle ups look super clean. Finally, a dip is helpful, but as you're going to see in this video, it's not the most important part of the muscle up. Pretty much once you've done your explosive pull, the dip portion is super easy, so I don't really see that as a necessary prerequisite. Okay, let's get into it. So with any movement, the setup is the most important part. And the setup for the muscle up is extremely important, as that's going to allow you to get into a position where you can generate power to move away, up and over the bar. And so the setup has its own name. It's the magic button. And it's called the magic button because you're aiming for a spot on the floor slightly ahead of you. And once you get there, that's where you want to be fully stretched out with a hollow body position. And so let me just show you what that looks like now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up. And as I jump up, I'm already swinging slightly, okay? You do need a little bit of momentum for this. So I jump up, I'm swinging, and then come down. Now, what happens here is as I jump up, I'm aiming my feet forwards, and as I aim forwards, I'm thinking stretch the lats as much as possible. And so if I do that again, jump up, stretch, and back. And the other thing I want you to think about, lats stretched, legs locked. Having your legs locked is going to make the muscle up super clean. And so jump up and back down. Now, when you perform this, rather than going back into it, back and then into it, do exactly what I did. Just do one rep, feel the stretch, point your toes down, lock out the quads, return, and then drop yourself down. And so I would just do 3 of those just to get used to that first initial part of the movement. Stretch and back. And then once you've done that, once you can get your body fully locked out in front of you, fully stretched out above, you're ready to go into the next portion, which is the high pull. Now you're going to discover why being able to do 10 pull-ups is a useless prerequisite for this movement, because we're not pulling up at all. We're pulling the bar to the sternum minimum and to the waist if we can, and that's what's going to ensure that you get yourself up and over the bar. That being said, we are also pulling away from the bar, and to be able to do that, you need to have a very strong and explosive pull. In future videos, I'm going to show you drills that are going to help you to develop this attribute, but for today, I'm just going to go through what this portion of the movement looks like so that you know what you're aiming towards. So without further ado, I'm just going to go into the setup. Once I get to the magic button, which is essentially the stretch reflex, I'm going to pull the bar as far down my body as I can before releasing and stopping. So this is what it looks like. So there you have it, the high pull. Once you've done that, we're on to the transition. So next we've got the transition and the dip. I'm putting those two together because once you've done the transition, the dip is ridiculously easy. Now, when it comes to the transition, the most important part here is timing. You will have already generated the power from learning to do a high pull to get super high, but you need to figure out the point where to start the transition in order to get yourself into that position where you're ready for a dip. And that's just going to take a lot of trial and error with moves that I'll show you in future videos. But for now, I just want to demonstrate what the transition looks like, and you'll see that I start the transition during the high pull-up itself. So here's what we're going to do. Magic button, high pull, into the transition. Now, once you're there, as you can see, all I need to do now is a little push up, and that's the muscle up completed. And then all you're going to do is come back down into the magic button. And then once you're in that magic button, you can easily go again. So it's down. I usually go down with control. And up. And that's how you perform a muscle up. So in future videos, I'm going to give you some more insights, some secrets that really helped me learn exactly how to perform the muscle up and to make the muscle up look as clean as possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.